Welcome, Diana Kathryn Penn.
Hey there. How's life?
It is awesome. Diana is going to be one of 32 authors at our Fall Book Festival this coming October in Greer, South Carolina at the lovely historic Greer Depot. I am so excited to have you there and to see this awesome venue.
I'm really excited about it too. I've driven through South Carolina before, but I've never actually spent any time there. So
Mhm.
I'm combining this with a vacation, and I'm going to come down and visit with you folks for a little bit and do the depot event. I'm kind of disappointed there's no trains, but I'm sure I'll find trains somewhere down there.
Well, the trains don't stop at the depot, but it is right alongside a working rail line. So
Oh, so I might see trains.
trains go by, they just don't stop there.
Well, okay, then specification met. Okay.
And there's one rail line that's right next to the depot, because depot, and then there's one just like a building apart,
Right.
and on the other side. So they're really close together. But yes, you will see trains. They just won't be stopping at the depot.
Perfect. I love it.
So,
Just I'll wave as they roll by. It'll be great.
so
And
yes.
I'm really excited because I get to meet a bunch of authors I've never met before. So that's going to be super fun. There's only one author's name who's you've announced already that I
Mhm,
know, and he's coming from Oklahoma, and I've never met him in person yet either. So that's going to be fun. Um,
mhm.
but I love coming to do these events because I get to meet new authors and learn about their books and have a great day talking shop with a bunch of people I've never met. So, the people I know up here in Michigan, we've had all of the same conversations
Well,
over and over again. So,
and that's the great thing is that these authors that are coming, some of them are not only new to you, but they're also new authors
yes.
because we have some that are still awaiting the final copy of their first book for when they come to the event. So
Yeah,
that in and
it's
of
pretty
itself.
exciting. Yeah, I love watching the discovery of new authors who've never put a book out, and then they
Mhm.
come to their first event with their first book. It's kind of like doing show and tell with your puppy for the first time at school. It's a little bit like that, and I love the enthusiasm of brand new authors, and how devoted they are to craft, and how excited they are to bring this new puppy into the world, and so I'm super excited about coming down and meeting everybody. I think it's going to be a blast.
Well, and that's the interesting part is that you are coming from Michigan to South
Yep.
Carolina. We are actually at this point at 7 different states who will be represented.
Okay, that's going to be fun. I'm going to bring my scrapbook and make sure
So
that
that is the thing that I have found most interesting about this particular festival that we're doing is previously I had never asked where people were coming from because 95% of them came from the Metro Detroit area or
right.
somewhere in Michigan. So it was like, okay, I didn't need to ask where people were coming from. But then for this festival, we did drawings according to where you were coming from. And it was like, oh, we've got people from this and we got people from, and I've got a couple of states that have applied that haven't gotten in yet only because we don't have enough room.
Right, and that's a good problem to have, right? And it just means that next year's event's going to be bigger,
Yeah. And
with
that's the
more authors
thing.
to meet and more books to discover, and it's just going to be an even more dynamic event. So I love watching you build events because every year you build a new one, it just gets more fun, and we just expand it. It's kind of like watching a balloon fill with air, just getting bigger. And the event we just did recently in Novi was wonderful because I got to meet a bunch of people I didn't know.
Yeah. That one
So
had 54 authors and 5 book themed, book centric vendors. So, Yeah, we had a lot of people there.
Yeah, and so, and I know when we first started, it was 20 authors in a little tiny venue in Milford that nobody knew existed.
Yeah,
And now it's just growing into this multiple state extravaganza, which, I mean, I couldn't be more thrilled to watch the progression of how this has grown. It's been a lot of fun.
it's been fun growing it, and I can't wait to see where it's going. I know where I would like to see some things go,
Hmm.
but will we get there? Probably. Just don't know when.
Well, yeah, I mean, everything evolves in its own time, right?
Yeah,
I mean, dinosaurs didn't turn into cows right away. They had to take
this is true.
time. So, you know, we're just being cows. It'll be fun.
And it's going to be very interesting though to see the variety of books, because that is one thing that I strive for, whether it's our small events at the coffee shops or whether it's our big events like what we had in Novi. Um, it's how much variety can we get?
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
do not want to have a
No, that's
single genre.
a little dull. I mean, that's why I write multiple genres, is
Yeah.
exactly for that reason, because I love to stretch my imagination and try new things, try on new genres, new storytelling techniques, new characters. I equate it to ice cream, right?
Hmm.
How can you pick a favorite until you've tried them all?
This is true.
So my goal is to write one in each of the 35 major genres so that I can taste a little bit of all of them
Hmm.
and then pick a favorite. And at this point, I don't know what that favorite's going to be because I'm having so much fun writing the new books.
Well, and you've got two new books that came out just in time for our Novi event,
Yeah,
and that was a fairy tale, folk tale,
folktale, and a children's book.
and another. But that's your second children's book.
It's actually my third, but
Oh,
yeah,
third. Oh, that's right. You've got that other.
fourth
Yep.
if you count the workbook. But
Yeah.
yeah, storybooks. This is my third. So it came out in March,
Hmm.
and I couldn't find the only copy I could find because I have them all packed. Because I'm planning ahead to go to my next event is at the end of July, so I wanted to make sure everything was packed. But this is Henry Hippo's new home, and you can
Is
see this is
so
my
adorable.
copy. Oh, my artist did such a fantastic
Hmm.
job with this. Dave Plopa is an amazing artist, and I love the way he does animals. He did the
Hmm.
first book, Emmett Elephant's Love. He did that book as well. And this is eventually this will be a 6-book series,
Okay.
focusing on different animals, stories
Hmm.
around those animals, and the series is called the Smart Ear Safari series because each one of the characters does something new or interesting or different with their ears. So that's what this is. And this one, Henry is a hippo. So of course, Henry, I don't know if you can see this.
Oh, we can. Oh, yep. There we go.
There. So
Yep.
Henry, like every hippo in the world, he can close his ears, go underwater, so that water doesn't get in his ears when he
Hmm.
swims. And then when he comes up, he opens his ears and wiggles them to get all the water off of them. So hippos do that in real life, and I thought it was just a really fun little factual thing to write a story around because ever since I was a little kid, I've just loved watching hippos wiggle their ears. So,
Mm.
but my artist did such a great job of capturing that
Yes.
physical moment. It really looks like he's wiggling his ears.
Hmm.
Um,
I
so
wish we could do that.
yeah, me too. So that's
I'm so
Henry.
jealous of the hippo.
I know elephants too. They're
Hmm.
so. So what's fun about this is that Henry moves his Papa Hippo moves the family to a new neighborhood
Hmm.
because the old watering hole, the old soaking hole, is getting very crowded and very loud. So a family of zebras moves in.
Ah,
If I can,
they appeared for a
tell me
brief
when you can
moment.
see it because I can.
No,
If you
it. Oh, there they come into view. Yep, yep, yep. There they
blurring the background, and then the flamingos,
are.
who are
Oh, the
very
flamingos are great.
loud and
Yes.
noisy, and then of course, when things couldn't get any worse and crowded, noisier, you have
Oh, the
cranky,
crocodile.
alligator moves in.
Oh,
So
Alex. Okay.
So Papa says that's it. It's too loud. It's too busy. It's too noisy. We're moving. And Henry has to learn about moving to a new neighborhood and making new friends.
Ooh.
And he moves into Emmett's neighborhood. And so
Mm-hmm.
from the first book, Emmett Elephant's Love, so we get to introduce Henry to Emmett and Patrick Egret and Greg Giraffe. So, and he gets indoctrinated into the Smart Ear Safari Club. So that's what that book is about, and it was super fun to do. And like I say, my artist Dave Plopa is amazing. He did a
Mm-hmm.
great job with it.
I
I love
love
working
his
on
artwork.
projects with. Yeah, I love working on projects with him because his art is so wonderfully detailed, and the
Mm-hmm.
texture. With this book, he used colored pencils, and the texture of it just really
Yeah.
came through on the page. And I just love it. For preschool kids, it couldn't have been a better match. It
Yeah.
was wonderful.
Yeah.
So
And I
that was the first
absolutely
book.
love all of his work. And he did another book cover for you, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm currently putting the finishing touches on my paranormal novel.
Oh, that's right.
Uh,
It's not out yet.
it's not out yet. I'm working on it. Um, just for giggles, the other night, night before last, I was working on it, and I said, I've been doing this for a while. It's gone through first round edits with my editor, and now I'm trying to, do the fixes, and then it's going to
Mhm.
go through second round edits. But I thought, I haven't checked in so long. I wonder what the word count for that novel is. It's 162,000 words.
It's going to be
So
an awesome book.
we might need to call it the epic ghost story because it's a
Yup.
little long. It's a little on the long side. But Dave Plopa also did the artwork. It's hanging on my office. He did the artwork for that cover, and what I did was I specifically said I want this and I want that, and it takes place at a lighthouse, so there has to be a lighthouse on the
Mhm.
cover. And he did this amazing thing. He incorporated an open book
Mhm.
that is the island the lighthouse sits on, because the point of the story is it's about a writers group who hold a writers retreat at a lighthouse in the Upper Peninsula. So it's
Mhm.
about storytelling, and it's about, so instead of doing jagged rocks and stuff, he put an open book where you can see the pages with the lighthouse sitting on that, and it's so beautiful and it's so perfect, and I can't wait to finish this book just so I can put the cover on the book because
Right.
it's amazing.
So will it be done for October?
That's my goal.
Okay.
Goal is Yeah, my goal is to I'm actually going away on a writing hermitage for a week next Sunday, and I'll be gone. I'm going to an off-grid cabin, no internet, no phone service. They have a red bat phone that's attached to the wall on the inside of the cabin, so that it's a direct line to EMS.
Oh, that's good. So
So if
at
you
least
have
you
to
have
call
EMS.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if you have to call 911, you can get them. But like
Mhm.
cell phone service, they're so remote, cell phone service and internet don't work up there. And
That's
I'm
awesome.
really looking forward to a whole week of disconnect and just working on the novel.
Yeah.
So the goal is to have that book on the table for October.
Ooh, that'll be nice because I can't wait to see that.
A
I've
lot
seen
of people
pictures
have
of
been
that cover, but
a lot of people have been waiting for that book. They've been patiently waiting. It's been in production for about 2 years now.
mhm.
Um, and so I have a whole cadre of beta readers who are saying, okay, it's starting to be the George R. R. Martin of my collection.
Not that long.
So far, it's only been 2 years. This is going on 3. It's not 10 yet, but
Yeah.
getting there. And then for Novi in June, we had a
Mhm.
brand new book came out. It was the first
Mhm.
time it was on the table, and I'm so excited about this book. Pardon me while I get super stupid about it, but
That's okay.
I worked on this book for a year.
Mhm.
It began as a birthday present for a very dear friend,
Mhm.
and I wrote it for him because he's one of those people that, what do you buy this guy for his birthday?
Yeah, because he has everything, and if he doesn't, he'll buy it.
Yeah, because he doesn't sacrifice. If he wants
Yeah.
something in his life, he goes out and he gets it, which I admire tremendously. And but it makes birthdays kind of challenging.
Mhm.
So this year, I decided to write him a story. And when I sent it to him, he said, "You need to make this a book."
Nice.
He said, "This book needs to be out in the world, and you need to make it a book. It's not just for me; it's for the world." And I was
Mhm.
like, "Well, if you're sure." And he said, "Absolutely, I'm sure." So he gave me permission to do it, which is it's such a gift for
Yeah.
me. And then I connected with an amazing artist.
Yes, you did.
So his name is Michael Kucharski, and he is local here to the Detroit area. And he is a remarkably gifted and talented artist, and he does some amazing things. And he took my vision of the story and built these amazing pen and ink
Mhm.
sketches that are just beyond incredible. And he did it in record time. Uh,
Yeah, I was amazed at how great the artwork is, and his turnaround time
yeah, the turnaround
was
time on
just
this project
crazy.
was, yeah, it was 5 months, which is unheard of in the art world.
Yeah.
um, and he is such a dear friend, and he's such a gift. And at that point I was like, just tell me what number you need and I will send you the money, because it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Worth every penny. I'm so proud of the work that we were able to do together. And so this is the book, and it's called Her Heartstone.
Yes.
And let me see if I can there.
Yep.
So that's the front cover. And this is a folk tale, and it's a folk tale that focuses on messages about how important empathy is,
Mhm.
and how important it is to find your personal passion in life and follow that dream.
Mm.
So that's what this is about. And I hope this is going to work. I may have to put it in front of my nose, but I need to show you my favorite. First of all, I'll show you some of the other artwork in the book, which is
How do you pick a favorite out of all of that,
oh,
though?
when I show it to you, you'll know. So, just some amazing. So, first of all, the castle, because this is a
Mm.
folk tale, so we have a castle.
Have to have a castle.
So the castle.
Oh,
Hold
yes.
on, let me.
It came in the
Ah,
there we go.
there,
Oh,
there.
it blurred again.
I hate blurry screens. Maybe I should turn off the blurry screen.
Yeah, I think unfortunately you're gonna have to.
That's fine. I just need to find it. So, talk amongst yourselves while I find it.
I didn't say I've seen some of this artwork and because you've shared it
Here
in
we
some
go.
of our writing sessions, and oh my goodness, so worth it.
So, this is the castle.
Yes,
And
beautiful.
the detail on it is just absolutely
It's pen and ink
stunning work.
and just
Pen and ink, and
mm,
he did it on vellum. And so
oh
pen and ink
yes,
vellum is just a beautiful thing.
yes.
Um,
yes, I love
and
that
he
stuff.
did this amazing. Let me see if you can see it.
There we go.
Totally, it's hard to tell.
Yes, the
So this
cottage.
beautiful little cottage, right?
Oh
Just amazing work,
yeah,
amazing work. And then my
there's more
favorite picture, my favorite picture in the whole book.
in
If
the
you
whole
want, if you want to see the rest of the pictures, you're going to have to come to the festival in October at the
yeah,
Greer Depot, and then you can see the rest of the pictures. But
and buy the
this one,
book.
and buy the book. This one is my absolute favorite.
Oh,
These are the puppy dogs.
I am not surprised.
There. Well, right. But what I love about
Oh,
this is that Michael did such a great job. You can see the texture of the puppy's fur.
yeah,
Like you could
that
feel how soft these dogs are.
that is
Uh,
just incredible.
oh yeah, it's amazing. And he did the artwork for the cover, so he
Mm,
did the color cover.
mhm.
Um,
I
and
love
the
the puppy
detail is
dog in
just
there too.
gorgeous. Yes,
The little
isn't he
puppy dog at the
cute?
bottom, he's so cute.
So cute.
Oh,
Um,
what a great job
so
though.
oh yeah, yeah. It's one of my favorite collaborations because it's just so beautifully done, and the artwork is
Mm.
impeccable. And the story came out to be exactly what I wanted the story to be.
See, that's even better. When you
It
can
just,
match up everything.
yeah, it just came out so beautifully. And I'm really proud of it. And I was thrilled that it took me a year to write the story and then edit it. And I worked with Heather Ashley on editing, and she was phenomenal. Um, and then Michael took it and did his amazing artwork. And now we have this incredible book that I'm just so
Mhm.
proud of. And I'm
Oh,
really
you
excited
should
to
be.
bring
That
it down.
oh, I love it. I
Yeah,
absolutely love
it's,
when that whole thing, being able to see it come to life and, oh,
yeah, I mean,
the artwork is worth it.
yeah, oh, the art, it was worth absolute, um, to, and what was great was Michael sent me the art as he did it.
Yeah.
So I got to see each piece as he finished it.
Mhm.
And then the hard part was I got to format the book just right so it really showcases the art.
Yes.
So that
Because
when
it
I,
is a folk tale, and so part of being a folk tale is the artwork.
right. And you can't, I don't know, I guess you can maybe sort of see it. I blurred my screen again, but I put this framing on the top and the
Yeah.
bottom of each page because I wanted it to have that old world folktale feel. And we did it on cream paper so that the art would really jump off the page.
Mhm.
And I couldn't be more thrilled with the project. I'm so happy with it. Um, so yeah, it came out for the first time. June 29th was the first time it was out in the world. And
I was
yeah,
so
and
glad.
oh
But
yeah,
I
I
was
was
so
so
busy, I
glad.
didn't get to see a in-person copy, so thankfully you're bringing it in October, so
Yeah, absolutely. Bring it down in October. And it's going to be super fun. We're going to have a good time. And if I'm really focused. I'll when I'm on my hermitage this coming week, I'll be able to finish Tears Remember. That's the name of the new book.
Mhm.
Um, and then of course I've got, 5 more in various stages of done that I'm working on.
So the
Be-
only new one for October will be Tears Remember.
well, pseudo new because I mean, if you talk about the 2025 year, um, Henry came out in April, March, April.
Mhm.
Her Heartstone came out end of June.
Mhm.
And then Tears Remember, if all goes according to Hoyle, will be out for October.
Mhm.
So that'll be 3 for the new year.
Mhm.
And then next year, I have Splinters, which is my Western to
Mhm.
finish.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then also, I'm working on a political thriller that
Okay.
started out being a standalone novel and has now mortified me in becoming a 4-book series.
Well, yeah, because too many pages.
Well, yeah, because I'm at,
It's beyond epic.
yeah, I mean, it's stupid. I looked at the word count on that not long ago and it was like 245,000,
Mhm.
which you just can't put in a single volume.
Not really. That would
I
be a hard one to do.
mean, I don't even think War and Peace was that long. So I sat down with my editor, Heather Ashley. She's helping me on this project.
Mhm.
And we had a noodle meeting where we sit down and noodle things around in our
Mhm.
brains and figure
Yep.
out. And so we were able to plan out all 4 books of the series. We were able to make, because I'm a passionate plotter, I got to have this stuff
Mhm.
figured out before I write.
Yep.
So we were able to figure out the 4 different books where the breaks were. And then
Mm.
she was extraordinary in helping me to fill in a couple of loose plot pieces that I wasn't
Mhm.
sure about what I was going to do with them. So, yeah, as a professional editor, I still find the skills of another editor invaluable when I work on my own projects.
Oh,
Because
100%.
as an author, you're just too close to it.
Mhm.
Um, my other editor who's helping me with Tears Remember, and she did Twist of Fate and Free Will, Callie Connor, she's extraordinary. And we have this running gag that I have this thing where I don't start the book until chapter 3
Okay.
because every time she looks at my work, she's like, you move chapter 3 to the front, put this other stuff in other places, and that's really where the story begins. So we were laughing about it this time because, again, she got the novel and she sent it back to me. She sent me the manuscript back. She said, your story doesn't start till chapter 3. Like, well, okay. So,
Well, at least you're consistent about it.
well, yeah, there's consistency, but even after, I've had a journalism career. I
Mhm.
wrote for newspapers, I wrote for radio, and then moving into my own author career and becoming a full-time editor, um, I still need
Mhm.
guidance to go through the process to produce the best story I can make. Just
Mhm.
because it's in my head doesn't necessarily mean it makes it on the page.
This is true.
And I find working with an editor to be so invaluable.
Mhm.
Even though this is what I do for a living, it's so important for me to have somebody look at it from a perspective that maybe I didn't see. Um, so yeah, I sing editors' praises all the time, and if you're a writer and you don't have an editor, you really should.
Yeah. Somebody other than you should be looking at your work, and somebody other than a yes person.
Mm.
Don't
Yeah,
have don't
don't
have
give it to your
somebody that says,
grandmother.
"Oh, this is lovely.
Yeah, yeah.
What does
Don't
that mean?"
don't give it to your grandmother because she's going to say, "This is very nice, dear," and then you'll never be able to improve it.
Yeah.
You got to find somebody who's who likes you well enough to
Mhm.
say you can do better,
Yeah.
and then who also points out the little pieces where they have ideas about how you can make it better.
Yep.
That kind of collaboration with an editor, I think, is so important to the process, and you just really should not skip it.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
So I'm thrilled. I got 2 new books out this year that I didn't think were going to come this year because they both had art. And
Yeah.
so, I expected the art to take a lot longer. And I just couldn't be more thrilled. But now it means, I'm renting a minivan to come see you because now I have more boxes of books. So,
So, you've got the 2 children's books, Emmett
yeah, so I've
Elephant
got
and Henry
Emmett
Hippo.
Elephant's Love,
Mhm.
Henry Hippo's New Home. I
And
have
then
a middle grade fantasy novel,
mhm.
and that's called The Griffin of Greed.
Mhm.
I was at the Novi event, I was out of stock on that particular book, so I have to order more.
Ah,
So that's why it wasn't on the table in June.
okay.
Um, and then I've got Free Will, which is a satire, which is essentially Heaven and Hell meets Saturday Night Live. It's
Which I
kind of
think
fun.
is hilarious.
It's kind of fun. That was another one where my editor Kelly said, so the premise is 7 days in heaven on a visitor's pass and 7 days in hell on a visitor's pass.
Mhm.
And she came to me and said, "This is a really great story, but you missed 3 days in hell." And I went, "Oh, how did I do that?"
Because
So
you were too close to it, and It
exactly.
totally got missed
It
because
totally
things
got
happen.
missed. Yeah. And then Trista Fate is my
Mhm.
romance novel. It's clean romance. It has a little bit of mystery in it. That was another one where Kelly said it doesn't start till chapter 3. And she was right,
Mhm.
100%. Um, and then I have a creative writing curriculum that I wrote for schools and community centers, all the way from second to, I have one book, workbook that's second through sixth graders,
Mhm.
another workbook that's seventh grade to adult.
Okay.
And then I have a workout book, which is a collection of daily writing prompts and vocabulary stretches
Mm.
and moments of like cheerleading and mentoring. And that's fun just to create a daily writing practice.
Mm.
Um, and then I have collection of poetry because it's a requirement.
Mhm.
Um, Never doing that again. Poetry's hard.
Yeah, that's why I don't have one.
Poetry is hard.
Yeah.
I wrote it in my mid 20s when I was in that melancholy
Mm.
state we all go through.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and I thought I was going to be Dylan Thomas. I don't know. Um, and then Drake, my duck muse, has written 2 collections of short stories, which is super fun.
Mhm.
And then I wrote a memoir about single parenting my son, which was a gift for him, and it was a lot of fun to put that together. Is that everything? I think that's, and then
I
there are 9 anthologies that I have facilitated for charity, which are also going to be on the table, where authors from all over the world submitted stories according to prompts or genres specific calls,
Mhm.
and then we put them into anthologies, and all the sales from selling those books, all the proceeds go to support charity. We support the Haley Sue Foundation, which is
Mhm.
an awesome charity that does great things for the community. So yeah, so there's a lot of stuff on the table. If there's one thing you don't like, there's bound to be something else. And if you don't see anything you like on the table, it's probably going to be coming out in the next 2 to 3 years.
Well,
So,
and then there's the short story that you're putting into a longer story?
well, yeah. Again, that's another case of squirrel, right? So when Drake wrote his first collection of short stories, in there was a short story called Grumpy's Testimony, which is a fun little piece. If you're interested, go to laughingwolfmedia.com and you can
100%.
hear the audio version of that story that my audiobook designer did. Oh, and Her Heartstone is going to be an audiobook for October as well.
Ooh.
So it's, imagine, if you will, Snow White has been arrested and she's going to trial, and the charge is misappropriation of emotion.
Oh.
And one of the people who testifies against Snow White at the trial is, of course, Grumpy the dwarf,
Mhm.
because he was not happy that she made him bathe. So that short story is Grumpy's testimony in the trial.
Mhm.
And it's told from the perspective of a newspaper guy sitting in the gallery in the courtroom watching the proceedings. Drake went a little nuts with that story, but I enjoyed it so much, and other people have enjoyed it, and other
Mhm.
people have come to me and said, "What about the other dwarfs? Don't they
Yep.
also have testimony? Don't we get to hear Snow White on the stand being cross-examined? Don't right?" So now I am 35,000 words into writing a fractured fairy tale. That one might be out next year. We'll see how long it takes. But yeah, that's and that one's been fun because, as you may or may not know, the original Snow White was a Grimm's fairy tale.
Mm-hmm.
And as we know about Grimm's, they're not the Disney versions.
No, they're not.
So I took a mixture of the original with Drake's imagination and kind of put them together. So in the novelette that I'm doing, this fractured fairy tale, it could be a novelette. Right now I'm thinking novelette, but it could become a real novel depending on how much the dwarfs want to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and what cross examination looks like. And then, of course, we have to have jury deliberation. So it could be a full blown
I'm
novel.
thinking this is going to be a novel.
It could be. Um, but what I did with it is I took the Brothers Grimm, the original brothers,
Mm-hmm.
Wilhelm, and I think his name was Robert and Wilhelm brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And I made them Jacob and Wilhelm. It's Jacob and Wilhelm Grimm.
Okay.
And I made one of them counsel for the defense and one of them counsel for the prosecution.
Oh, too
So
funny.
in the story, the Grimm brothers are counterpointing each other on the story. It's
I love the audio version.
oh
The
yeah, the audio version of Grumpy's testimony is hysterical.
Oh man, absolutely love
Um,
it.
Zachary Wolfe, who is the audio artist, the voiceover artist at Laughing Wolf Media, is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And he's taken he's done all of my book trailers,
Mm-hmm.
and he's taken a couple of my short stories and flash fiction pieces and put them in audio. And they're phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
So he just finished Her Heartstone. So for October, that will also be available not only in hardcover but in audio as well. So I'm really,
Nice.
really super excited about that one. Um, and then he is also working on some of the other short stories and novels. Eventually, everything I have, he's going to do in audiobook. But audiobook takes a long time.
Yeah, that's not an easy feat. That is
No,
not. That's like art. I mean, it is art. It is an art form, and just like the pen and ink, or the colored pencil, or the paint, it
yeah,
takes time.
yeah. When I was watching Dave as he was doing the cover for Tears Remember, he did it in acrylic,
Oh,
and I think it took 8 or 9 months for him to do the painting.
yeah,
Because
layers.
artists don't do CGI; they do real art.
Yeah.
So and it's just beautiful, and I have it hanging on my office wall because I said, I have now appropriated this. This is mine.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, when you die, I want it back. I said, that's fair. So,
He's assuming you're dying first.
well, that's the assumption. Yeah. So hopefully next year, the goal is for 2026, The Trial of Snow White,
Mhm.
Splinters, which is my
Mhm.
Western, American Plague, which
Mhm.
is my political thriller, at least book one in the series.
Mhm.
And then if I have time, in the last few years, I've also been working on a crime story. It's going to be a novella because it's highly volatile and very experimental and
Mm.
hard work. But
Mhm.
it's like, it is a not true crime, it's fictional crime, but it's
Mhm.
hardcore crime. And
Okay.
it's all told in second person POV.
Ooh.
Uh-huh. Yeah. But I couldn't just have one character writing in second person POV because I don't do anything that's easy.
Well, yeah.
So I actually have three main characters,
Wow.
and 2 subplot characters. So I have 5 characters. Each one has story time in their second person POV. So second person is where the reader
Mhm.
is the main character in the book. Everything is you. You are doing this. You are saying that. You are moving in this direction. You are thinking
Ooh,
this.
and you're doing crime? Ooh.
No, no, it's all second person. So it's instead of writing I, we, me,
Mhm.
they, them, well, they, them is still part of it, but instead of that first person pronoun,
Mhm.
that's gone and replaced with second person you. So there are no proper names, there are no proper pronouns. There's no internal dialogue except from the position of you. So somebody else is telling you what you think. Somebody else is telling you what you're doing.
Interesting.
It is super complex. And when I was in college, I asked about it, and every single professor said, don't do it. It's too difficult. Nobody does it well. There's only one book in the world, Bright Lights, Big City, I think is the name of it, where it
Mhm.
was done well and it was really applauded. And then I read a novella 6 or 7 years ago that was written in second person. It was very short. It was like less than 100 pages, but it was so well done. I said, I think this story I have can be written this way. And so
Hmm.
I've been playing with it ever since. But here's the process. So it's an overwhelming. I was talking to Heather Ashley about it. It's an overwhelming process because first you have to write it in layers.
Mhm.
So you have to write it in third person omniscient so that you know what everybody's thinking and feeling and doing and saying, right?
Okay. Yep.
So you write that story and then you go in and you add the dialogue. So you add all the conversations between the characters and you write their internal dialogue.
Mm.
And then the third phase of writing this book means you have to go in and pull out everything that's in quotation marks,
Okay.
but retain the internal conversation. So you have to, instead of saying, I got up one morning and went to the grocery store and I was feeling sad, you
Mhm.
change that sentence to read, you get up in the morning, you went to the grocery store, and you experienced an overwhelming sensation of sadness. So
Mm.
it pivots the story.
Yeah.
And because I'm a real lunatic, I'm using 50-cent adjective words throughout the book. So this is not written in simple, you got up, you went to the grocery store, and
Yeah.
you said, I'm expanding all of that and making them complete sentences with many, many words. So it's it's a project.
Yeah.
And it's something I can only work on in small snippets because it's so challenging.
Oh
And
yeah.
focusing in that way is exhausting. So I absolutely understand why my professors tried to keep me from doing it.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But now that I started it, I
You
think
gotta finish
I'm like 30,000 words in,
it. Okay.
and the focus is to have 50,000. I think at 50,000 it'll be finished.
Mhm.
But I also chose to write it in the crime genre, which is
Oof.
highly emotionally charged.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Especially depending on what those crimes are.
Yeah, this one is human trafficking.
Ooh.
There's some pretty intense scenes in the book.
I would
It's
imagine.
it's gonna have an NC-17 rating because there's some
Yeah.
real serious passages in the book. But I didn't know how to write a crime story without the ugly.
That's a hard one.
Crime stories are by nature ugly.
Yeah. I mean, even Hallmark, even though they have they're cozy crime, cozy mysteries. There's
Yeah.
still, when you sit back and really think about what just happened, holy
Yeah.
smokes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm constantly chasing squirrels.
Yeah.
I get an idea for, and that doesn't even mention all the books that I have in outline and written synopsis treatments for that I haven't even actually started writing yet. I think all total there are, because I have a young adult mystery,
Mhm.
I have a historical fiction. I found out it took 28 days to go to Alexandria to Petra by camel. Is um so I have those two, and then I have another genre that I want to write. It's called an epistle, and it's written from two points of view perspectives,
Mhm.
and it's written through letters back and forth.
Okay.
So I have an idea for that, and then I have this science fiction thing that's like 75,000 words done, that I know is going to be an epic science fiction thing because I'm 75,000 words in and it's only like half finished.
Mhm.
So I'm constantly discovering new ideas, and then I greatly admire people who write in a single genre simply because they have focus I don't have.
Yeah, I can't speak from that perspective.
I don't know how to do just one thing. I want to play in all the sandboxes.
Mhm.
I want to play with all the Tonka trucks.
Yeah.
I want to shoot the frogs out into space. I want to do all of the things because there's story everywhere,
Mhm.
and I don't know how to turn it off.
Yeah.
So
No, I
I just
totally get it because I've got 3 working on 4 or redoing 1 depending on which way you wanna look at it because it's gonna be so far removed from 1 that
wow.
it's not even in the same genre. So,
Yeah.
I get it.
I really wish I was one of those people who could focus on one story at a time, and because I would produce more that way. Right? You work on one at a time, you get it done, you release it. You work on the next one, you get it done, you release it. If I
Yeah,
could
I don't know that either.
if I could focus like that, I would have a new book out every 6 months, but I don't have
Oh,
that
is
kind
that how you do that?
of understand. So, but yeah, it's, and then I get to do all the editing work on top of that, and I get to meet new authors at events like we're going to have in October, and I just can't imagine living any other life than this. And I don't know why I waited so long to do it.
Well, and then there's one thing that you haven't brought up that all of our authors that are going to be coming in October and all of the ones that were there in June should be contacting you about your podcast that you do because it's everybody reading their stories to you, or at least 8 minutes out of it, of every single book that they have themselves have published. So,
Yeah, because at the core base of who I am, I'm a recovering 6-year-old, and I just like it when people read out loud to me.
mhm,
I grew up in a library, and I like it when people tell me stories. So the podcast is a storytelling podcast. We bring authors in, they read. It's a 30-minute program per episode. We do a
mhm.
little conversation. They read for 15 minutes. We do a little conversation, and then we go on to the next book. So it's a great way to, I kind of look at it like an appetizer plate at a party where you just get to sample a little bit.
Yep.
Um, and and that's what I'm trying to do with the podcast. It's called Indie Reads Aloud, and we have authors come in and read their books, and then you as a reader, you get to test drive these stories and then maybe add them to your TBR. And in the meantime, I get people to read out loud to me. It's
Win-win.
it's a win-win. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've got all of the podcasts that I listen to are all story podcasts. It's LeVar
Mhm.
Burton and, Reading Rainbow kind of stuff, and lore and legends. And I mean, it's just all that's what I don't listen to, anything else. It's all storytelling.
Mhm.
Um, and then I listen to audiobooks that in their entirety, when I'm on a long road trip or whatever.
Mhm.
I just I'm a nut and I'm addicted to story, and I have
That's a good thing.
absolutely no remorse about it whatsoever.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you again in October
Yeah,
with
it's going to be
all
fun.
of your books. And hopefully, this time I'm not going to be so busy that I can't come over and look at all of them in person.
Well,
Because
we're
it
going to be
dawned
in a
on me that
smaller space.
I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't get a chance to look at the books.
We're going to be in a smaller space, so it'll be
Yes.
easier for you to visit everybody. But I think it's going to be terrific fun. I'm excited
Mhm.
about another road trip. I'm really excited about coming down and meeting new authors that otherwise I wouldn't be able to get to know. And hopefully, this will become an annual thing so I can come back down every year.
That would be awesome. I would say, judging by how many people we have on our wait list, which I encourage people to continue to get on the wait list because you never know what happens.
Absolutely.
We could have, I mean, we have 32 spots. We could have some turnaround and for because life
And
happens.
And
You
we
know,
have in the past. There have been
yeah.
situations where people last minute call you and say, Mandy Joe, can't do it.
Yep.
And you've been able to take people from the wait list and slide them into a spot. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think being on a wait list is a bad thing at all.
So yeah, and and to me, it's always good to have that wait list because that also tells you how many people are interested in the event.
Sure.
So we may need a bigger location next year. I will have to figure that out.
Or or do two of them a year.
Oh yeah, there's
There's a
there's
plan.
that.
Yeah.
There's
Thanks so
that.
much for having me on the program. This was super fun. I know we ran long, but
We always do.
we always have such a good time talking, and I love it because you love story as much as I do,
Mhm.
and you support indie authors in the same way I do, so it's always a joy to talk to you on these things.
Well, I'm so glad that you came on, took some time out of your busy week, and I will definitely see you in October.
Awesome. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.